Hey everybody, it's Erin Parks from Teamwork Bloomington. I'm the owner and lead coach for most of our adults and athletes as well. But today I wanted to talk about something that I feel like is going to be happening pretty consistently, and especially our athletes who are jumping into the end of sort of travel ball season or the beginning even. There's some things that I think need to be discussed when it comes to your warm-up. I just recently was like, okay, I need to add some cardio into my exercise, and now it's nice outside, so let me go do some running. Or the athlete is like, oh, I've had a rest, I'm gonna go, shoot around a whole bunch, and I'm just gonna play competitively all day, or I'm just gonna sit around and then go do something. And I wanted to talk about the warm-up because a lot of people ask me about it. They're like, oh, my athlete isn't warming up enough, or am I warming up enough, and how important is it, and all these different things. And I think it's best to understand what the purpose of a warm-up is. And it's sort of lost a lot of its luster, right? It feels like it's just preparatory. It's not a necessary part of training and not a necessary part of competitive exercise when it comes, our competitive sports when it comes to our young athletes. But the thing is, what you need to really be thinking about is, are my hormone levels elevating so I'm ready to take on stress in a productive way? So if you decide you're just gonna go I'm just gonna stretch a little bit and then I'm gonna do my work, and all of a sudden you start having shin splints for running, for example, it's likely you just didn't adequately prepare your hormones. Your body is really not ready for just a consistent pounding on a pavement or something like that. Your body just isn't ready. So I think it's best to shift the warm-up idea into readiness. And there's a lot of really great and smart coaches who just have left the word warm-up out of everything they do. They have resets, they have readiness, and all of this is just to suggest that this is part of your program and it is exercising. So if we're thinking about, this just isn't burning a lot of calories, well, number one, it is, but it's also preparing the body for doing harder things. So you should, in your warm-ups, be sweaty. It doesn't have to be pouring from you in any way, but your body temperature should raise. You should feel a little more energized after you get done warming up. So it's not just something that you do all of the time. It's something that has a purpose. So if you are in athletics and you're on travel ball and you find that you feel a little sluggish before a game, the second game of the day or something like that, I would suggest you spend a little bit more time, instead of just sitting on the phone, actually trying to get your heart rate up. If you have some sort of heart rate monitor, that's really helpful. You want to shoot for over 120. We're not trying to tire you out, but you want your endorphins to go up. You want cortisol to start working. And that way you're more reactive, you're more competitive, and it's likely that you're more ready than anybody else who's just been sitting all day. Furthermore, if you are an adult and you've been stuck inside and you decide just to start running and you haven't adequately prepared your body to start doing a sport, which running, for example, is, I would suggest that you go to planes that are different levels, not just running on a pavement, something that has some variability, so that you're not just driving your body into one pattern all of the time, that you're using different movements, you're not smashing your shins a whole bunch, so that you can have some more ankle mobility, and do it in a fast and slow way. So instead of just 3 miles right out of the gate where you're starting to see knee pain, your feet are going to be a little flat, instead just do something go to a trail or something that has some hills, and be listen to your body. Don't just fall over stumps or drive yourself until you want to vomit or anything like that. That's not preparatory for life in any way. So again, thinking of your sport, thinking of running or thinking of cycling or anything like that because the weather is nice, just make sure that before you do that you've broken a sweat in your ready part of your warm-up. So it's not just stretching. That really doesn't do much unless you're really, really young. It might make you feel looser, it might feel good, but as for like driving a new movement pattern or a new style of adult movement for your body, it's probably not doing what you think it's doing. So I would suggest that you find a way to increase your heart rate, find a way to increase endorphins and cortisol, and instead prepare yourself, become ready to do more athletic things, and consider your warm-up as part of just keeping you healthy. So that is my discussion on the warm-up. It's got a lot of different connotations. It's sort of lost a lot of luster, or it's just super overdone. So if we look at it as we're getting our muscles warm, we're trying to break a small sweat, and we're trying to prepare ourselves to be ready to do harder things, that's how I think we should look at it. So we'll do away with the warm-up and we'll just call it getting ready to do harder things. I'll see you later. Bye.